Good evening, everybody. It's Andy, and it is Sunday evening. Almost lost track of it. And it's been a little while since I've given an update, so I wanted to give an update and show you what I've got going on. All right, so we're gonna take a little trip here through the food forest. I don't know if you can notice, but this tree that's providing a lot of shade and shelter for these plants below is a moringa tree, and right now the moringa tree is giving us a lot of different ways to eat it. You can eat these pods, they're seed pods, and they're delicious. They're like, flavor-wise, somewhere between a green bean and asparagus. You don't want to pick them when they're too thick. You can eat them like this, but you need to peel the skin off. They'll be too tough. But the seeds are still edible and very delicious. If you pick them young like this, they're very tender. See, they bend very easily. And you just chop them up like green beans and they're good to go. But yeah, this guy has just gone insane. Doesn't seem to have any end to how large it gets. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. The main reason I'm doing this video is an update on my systems. This is what I've got going right now. I've had some flaws here and there. It's been very, very hot here in Florida. Unfortunately, too hot, even with the shade cloth for some of this. So what I've started doing is implementing a cooler as the reservoir, and I'm going to see if that makes any difference. Now, it's not really impacting the fruit with this middle one, and this middle one is also the one that has the cooler as a reservoir. So I think that is going to be the key for being successful into summer here in Florida. And I'll just show you a little bit. Some of the stuff that's a little tougher is doing great. These cucumbers, look at the cucumbers. I mean, I think you saw them in another video and they were nowhere near this size. So the growth is phenomenal. I've got these sun gold tomatoes. They're growing hydroponically in a 27-gallon container behind this. They're doing wonderful. They are delicious to just snack on. One of my favorites now. I'll probably have this in the garden every year. It's that zucchini, and it's gotten huge. I've gotten a few zucchini out of it, so I'd say it's been worth it. I think next year I need to plant 2 together. If I don't plant 2, it's just not going to be as successful. I have another one growing, but for some reason it could be the heat, it could be something else, I'm not sure. But as soon as my tubing gets here, I'm going to do the cooler method with this system as well. And then we'll have hopefully better yields after that. So just to give you an idea, the temperature has been roughly in the 90s. I'll say real feel sometimes 99, even over 100 already, which is crazy. And I'm over here in zone 10A, near Tampa, and it's just no rain. It's been pretty bad, but regardless of that, hydroponics are a beauty because of the water saving capabilities and use and reuse. This is a cool spinach. This is New Zealand spinach, and it's actually growing and it's very delicious. So if you're in a warm climate, New Zealand spinach is a good one to try. Along with the sisu spinach I'm already growing. I've got some Malabar spinach seedlings. Malabar spinach is delicious. And for those of you who are new, I love the tomatoes. These are called 10 Fingers of Naples. I have used many of these. I've gotten pounds and pounds of harvests from them this year, and they're all the way to the ceiling. I mean, they're crazy and very productive. I will probably grow them again. I don't know if I'm going to do as many because I want to test some new varieties next year. But this is going to be a must grow going forward. Over here, I did another one that I'm probably going to grow every year. I'll probably do more of these. These are Vesuvio, Pianolo del Vesuvio, and it's the long keeper tomato from Italy. Unfortunately, these guys could not take the heat. Most of them could not take the heat of the water in the pipes. So, unfortunately, I may have lost. Now, I don't know why this one's tougher, but I'm holding on to it. But but even this one's starting to droop a little bit. So it looks like the tomatoes are very sensitive to the temperature of the water. Basil, not so much. The basils are doing wonderful. This one's actually doing pretty good because it's a Floridade tomato. Floridade is one that was bred by University of South Florida for Florida growing. So I'm hopeful that I can get a few harvests of this before the maximum heat of the summer, and who knows, maybe it'll grow into the heat of the summer. You know, it'd be a nice surprise if they do. Over here I took one of the Pianolo del Vesuvio because I really wanted to save it. I wanted to keep pushing it as long as I could, but I don't know what it's gonna do. It's still a little bit wilty, so we're gonna see what happens. But over here, another Floridade. The Floridades are doing great. I'll probably do more Floridades next year down here just because of the dependability. Over here I've got I think this is a giant garden paste. Unfortunately, I don't see any tomatoes forming. I'm not sure if this one's gonna form with the heat we've been having. But behind it, I've got another 10 fingers of Naples. So that's doing pretty well. And then of course I've got my peach tree here, loaded with peaches. I've eaten a few fresh off of them today. Very delicious, juicy. It is a Florida Prince peach. If you're curious and you're in a climate where you want to grow them, they do well in Florida. All the basil I've grown has done amazing, just phenomenal, and I would recommend basil to anybody if you're a fan of that kind of thing. You know, over here I've got Cuban oregano. Cuban oregano is yeah, just a delicious add for here. Regular oregano is really, really good too. The thing I like about Cuban oregano is the leaves are bigger, so you get a little more out of the harvest when you go to dry them, and I like the flavor. I actually made a pizza tonight, Neapolitan style, and I used this in the sauce, and it was phenomenal. And yeah, so I recommend that as well. Warmer climate, again. Over here I've got shishito peppers. Shishitos are really, really cool. They're probably my favorite pepper now. Sugar Rush Peach being maybe my second favorite. But I just love the flavor of these guys on the grill. They just get sweet. They get just a little tang of spice. This guy's got a little weird growth on him. I don't know what's up with that, but they get that sometimes. This pepper variety is doing great. The two that were down here that I was talking about you to a couple videos ago called pepperone peppers, it was supposed to taste like pepperoni. There's two things. For one, they couldn't deal with the heat of the water in the pipes, and two, they were not pepperone peppers. I was abruptly made aware of that yesterday when I took a bite of one dried. Not only did it not taste like pepperoni, but it tasted like lava, and it was extremely hot. I don't know what the Scoville was. It could have been 100,000 for all I know, but I eat, you know, things like Sugar Rush Peaches and no problem, and this thing could have put me down. So it was hot. But anyways, that's called getting pepper gated, when you think you're growing a certain pepper and you trust that the seed is a real source, and then you find out that it's not the case. So yeah, I was pepper gated. This is eggplant. This one's struggling a little bit. I think it's starting to come back, but this one on the other hand is doing wonderful. This is a Japanese variety. This is a Cambodian variety. So it looks like the Japanese eggplant is much better to grow for my climate with the warmer water. So let's see and then here's another cool one for you. Anybody in a warm climate that you really want the taste of lettuce, but you can't grow lettuce right now. My problem is I would grow it indoors, but every time I grow anything indoors, some kind of bug or insect comes in somehow and just devastates everything. So I was growing lettuce in there today, and arugula, and they just completely obliterated them. And so I said, I'm done. Cut everything down, and I'm just going to focus on this out here. But this is a purslane, and purslane was considered a weed, but it is absolutely delicious. It tastes like lettuce, a sweet lettuce, no bitterness. It never, seems to die. I've had it for a while now, and seems really resistant to the heated water. It also it grows like wildfire. I've got two of them actually. I've got this one over here, and this one, and I made a Caesar salad with it a couple weeks ago, and it was really, excuse me, it was really good. I would say it's like a sweet lettuce with a hint of maybe lemon, like some kind of a citrusy, but very delicious. Now, the only thing about it is it does have just a slight mucilage. If you can deal with the mucilage, it's worth it. Maybe it would be good to supplement into a salad if you are sensitive to textures for the mucilage kind of thing. So if you're familiar with Malabar spinach, then you'll know that Malabar is extremely mucilous. I like it cooked, because it kind of cooks the mucilage down and it gets normal. This will do the same thing. You can cook it like a green and it will, get less slime on it and you'll be fine. But I don't mind it raw, a little here and there. It's really good for your stomach too. It helps keep the lining of your stomach in check. So, and they are extremely nutritious. They are one of the very few plants that have natural omega-3s in it. And I'm not talking about the, I think it's ALA that's normally in, vegetables or vegetation. This one actually has a little bit of DHA. I believe it was DHA or EPA in it, and so it's a little further down the chain, which allows your body to easier convert it. So yeah, this is really cool for that. I know flaxseed is really high in ALA, which converts to omega-3 in your body, but it's a poor conversion rate. I think it's like 1%. So this will get you a little further, especially if you're vegan or vegetarian. Then this could be something you can incorporate for some health benefits. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I will have some more updates as things progress here in the garden. Summer's going to be quite interesting, so I'm sure I'll have some form of a summer update. But you guys all have a great evening, and thank you again for watching. If you're not already, I'd appreciate a like and subscribe, and if I can, I'll return the favor, and keep on growing. All right, bye.